Don't copy whales blindly. First of all, should free-to-play player copy the whales? And the short answer to this one is actually no. Now, I make a poll on my channel where I was asking, okay, from where you get your talents for specific hero? One of the options was I just watched some YouTube channels. There was like two other options, but YouTube channels was one of the leading one. But the other leading one, I can say there was fairly enough, was actually copy top players builds. Why I think it's a mistake, this one. It's not like, yo guys, watch my YouTube channel or something like this. Don't get me wrong, but whales have different setups. Now, if you want to copy specific legion, you have to be aware that you have to also copy the artifacts. You also have to copy the pet skill, especially the pet skill. This can be a very high investment if you don't have the pet skills and also the artifacts. The majority of the whales are having everything on Exemplar. I'm very far away from Exemplar, that's why I make some videos for my current situation and what I think is working better. But definitely free-to-player should not actually copy whales. What they should actually do is just go and try different legion setup. Even if there is no fights, because let's be honest, I mean, right now there can be some fights, there can be not some fights, but you can easily go against the same type of, for example, you want to build a mage legion, go against level 42 warlock, attack him with one legion, after this attack him with other legions, see which legion is doing the most damage and receiving the less damage. I mean, from point of how many troops are left. Open the battle walk if you can. I'm not quite sure you can actually see the battle walk, but no, this is actually PvE. If I check, yeah, legion buffs. No, I don't think you can actually see a lot here, but yeah, you can definitely see by the battle walk what actually the enemy are doing to you. Now, let's talk about one of the latest heroes that I actually saw and impressed me a lot, and this is actually Waldir. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people are throwing Waldir out of the composition, but I still believe in this bad boy. I still believe in the Waldir, not only because he's not having diffused damage or something like this, but this hero definitely is doing, first of all, damage. I even have a report that I can show you guys, and this is with Waldir and Velen, and I'm planning to actually use this legion in this season. Now, strongly depend when the new mages are coming, which mage is going to be from where, because if one of the mages are in Well of Destiny and I'm not able to get it from the spins I do, I'm not going to be able to get it from Strongest Sword, most likely, because they're going to be a lot of strong whales and krakens and etc. they are competing. But so far, Waldir with Velen is doing completely fine. Now, I cannot compare it with Lilia Thea. I still believe till this day, before the new mages come in Call of Dragons, Lilia Thea is absolutely crazy legion that everybody should focus if you want to play mages. Obviously, Lilia is a, I don't know if the right word is pay to win, but it's a pay to win. You have to buy this hero and you're going to be very good in the next like 4 generation. I don't think soon this hero is going to be taken out. Maybe I'm going to make a video for each of my legions. Bertrand Tocher is also performing extremely well and etc. But this is not a build that I actually copy from some crazy well and etc. Now here I have Thunderlin Mu. A lot of people are using Mu with Thea, so I start thinking, depending on how these two legions perform, but I may switch Thunderlin to be with Lilia and Mu to be with Thea. We're going to see how the things will go this season. I'm expecting a lot of things to happen this season. So far, just gate 1 open, and there is some fights here and there. Whoever have some infantry can actually enjoy some fights here and there. But yeah, the big thing is going to be when the gate 2 open. I don't know when this video is going to come online, but there's like 4 days before this gate to open. 4 days and 19 hours, so basically close to 5 days. It's just so much time. And yeah, now let's talk about also when you're trying to copy when you try to copy a whale, or if you're thinking to actually copy a whale, what actually matter and what matter more than just one hero. And with the latest changes in Call of Dragons, we are going to be able to use 2 artifacts. So artifacts matter more from the heroes. Definitely, this is something that I observed lately by playing Call of Dragons. You can still hit with your heroes and do some damage, but if you have example artifact level 5, this thing is hitting like a truck and fill your pockets with merits. It's just crazy. And it's not only artifacts, it's also pet level, talents, and also support timing. What I mean by support timing is when your infantry is going to start blinking. I mean, obviously every, how to say, top tier or even the average alliances have some strategy for blink infantry and how they're going to compete or fighting. A lot of strategy, flank cavalry strategy. If your alliance is not having those things, maybe your alliance is not the best pick you can actually have in Call of Dragons. Just get better alliance, because the competition between the alliances, winning the rewards, those shards, Yggdrasil shards, that is helping your pet, is absolutely on the top, and you just have to get it. Now, something else when you're trying to do maybe how to evaluate the reports is going to be a good thing to actually talk about in this video. If you're going to actually try by yourself to build your legion, maybe I can actually go with this one. Here we have Awakened Goresh, Awakened Skogul, and we're having Woldir with Velen. Now here is the statistics. Venom Lizard, actually this is not actually, it's actually Venom Lizard, yeah. Those lizards is looking so same. So you can see how much damage my pet actually did. For some reason, my poor pet did nothing, which is absolutely crazy. Is it like this for all? Because I have to mention something. This pet is okay. Maybe this is actually from splash damage. So maybe this is not a good example, because my pet is also doing some. No, it's not actually doing splash damage. So maybe it's going to be good some other legion that I actually have more fights with this legion. This is 1.4k. Where is the, oh my god, yeah, let's say I think this, no brother, I cannot find a battle statistic, okay, where actually my pet has done something. Imagine that. Okay, I'm going to just check it out. This one here we have Golden Rock. So you're going to see that the kills or the skill, the commander skill, and this is obviously the main skill, the awakening one. Maybe I'm not going to look over the commanders. We all know the rage skill is what is doing the damage. Here we're having some healing from the Bakshi, by the way, and Velen is doing like 2 times more damage. But yeah, let's go over the statistics. Right now I'm looking just somewhere where my pet is actually doing some kind of damage. Here we're having counter attack. So you're going to see that here the counter attack is not something crazy. We're having the normal attack. I don't know from where this actually normal attack is coming, but I think it's in total. But something is missing here. 4k something. Maybe my pet is not actually show up here, which is really strange. Now you can, yeah, battle statistic. Okay, I get distracted because this is not a normal report I'm receiving, and I'm like, what is going on here? But you can see which of your heroes are doing how much damage. They're hitting the same target. So if I change, for example, Woldir with some other hero, I can definitely see in the battle reports or the statistics what I'm getting as a point of kills from this hero and from the second one, also the war pets, and this is going to be the normal attacks. That is 6.2k. 0.2k, yeah. Now from Legion buffs, you can see the difference that you're having against the enemy. Now he's having Sorwan Blade, this is Sword of What, I'm having Phoenix Eye. So from point of artifact and basic stats, both of these two artifacts are giving the same. This is not looking like example artifact, but still. Now his cavalry is having way more physical attack from my mages. Here we're having more physical defense, magic defense, and obviously the HP. Other buffs, damage do, normal attack damage do, is having, by the way, the damage do, he's having way more. But I have hero skill damage do. Now this is mostly is going to be from the talents or talent trees, and also some buffs from the pet. And battle walk, you can see what is happening. I'm getting like 670 counter attack, and the enemy is receiving 34.8. Okay, Waldris launches a normal attack, Emrys counter for 670, Velen Icy, blah blah blah. Emrys get here for also 3 seconds, blah blah blah. You can see how much each of your legion are doing. Waldris Legion attack has increased by 20% due to the Magrat Satyrs. Now obviously there is going to be some Satyrs around me. This is from Wilderberg, so somebody is using Magrat with Satyrs, which is like Margaret with Vestos, Margaret with Celestials, is just with mages. It was so strange for me that they actually make Margaret working with mages, but this is for the past 1 year, so it's not even strange anymore. Damage do is increased, do Army of Valor, and blah blah blah. Here you can actually see, now here we have, I think, also pet attack. Defense break, Spring Blade, Golden Rock has cast Excubinize. Emrys Legion magic defense has decreased by 20%. Do Velen Icy something. So basically, yeah, by the Golden Rock, you're going to receive Passion for 5 seconds. But it's actually not from the Golden Rock, to be honest. But yeah, here you can go a little more in deep with what is happening with your legions. And like this, you can at least get, even though I think just by the statistic, you can clearly see which hero are performing good, which one is not performing good. Now, what is the safest free-to-play path? Maybe we should talk about this. If you're going to actually... If you go for one legion, because everybody know, for example, Lilia Velen, Bertrand Tohar, Thunderlin with Moon, or Thunderlin with Talea, didn't actually matter, or Margaret Zeta is also a good option. The way for free-to-plays are actually going on the path of awakening a single legion. What I mean by that is just focus awakening one core pair, and the majority of the cases this core pair is actually Margaret Zeta. It worked perfectly with marksmans, it worked perfectly with mages. At one point, when you have a lot of mage legions and you build your mage composition, you can still switch your Margaret Zeta to marksmans. It's still going to work perfectly well. This is just an example of one hero what you can actually do with it. Now, can smart play beat spending? Extremely hard in Call of Dragons. Extremely hard. If you're facing against spender, it's going to be very hard. Now, if you have already built some composition, it's going to be more easy. Definitely a smart builded player can outsmart a well, or at least get some decent results, because if you're tier 4 with half developed heroes and some epic artifacts and you start hitting some Goresh Skogu, that is with example artifact tier 5 infantry, even though that they're not going to touch you, you still go, and let's say Venom Lizard even though that they're not going to touch you, they're still going to do pretty decent damage at your legion. So only the smart player is going to just give you the best outcome that your legion can achieve. I think this is in the core. You may not with one legion and some crazy strategy play, like kill with tier 4 5 tier 5 legions. Just the counter attack is killing everything, but you definitely you definitely can get the best value from your legion. And when you level up your legion, you become more stronger. This type of gameplay is just going to secure you better rewards in the PvP. It can be from point of merits, end of the season, defending chokes, whatever. Just smart play is always better. I mean, I don't know why I even answered this question, but yeah, definitely a smart play cannot destroy wells, but can get the best from your legion. And I want to talk about what is the trap upgrade. This is going to be the final thing that I want to talk about, and this is half-builded legions. This is the biggest trap that I entered back in the days. And what I mean by that is, for example, who I can actually give an example. Yeah, Mogro. Mogro is like 5'3". I don't use that much this hero. Skogo 5'111". I don't use this hero, but still the first spell is level 5. Kinara 5541. Still I don't use this hero. It's having a lot of effort put it in her. Talea 5511. I don't use this hero. Maybe I'm going to use her in the future, maybe I'm not, but yeah, definitely it's a hero that I don't use right now. Theodore 5111. Other hero, Madeline 5522. This is a mistakes for me. This is pure mistakes. These heroes should not be even touched if I don't think I'm going to actually use these heroes in the future. I can even say that Hoskisa is a mistake because I really didn't actually use this hero for the past 1 year and a half. I mean, I still have him. It was a great flex back in the days to actually have Hosk, because I mean, when you go outside and you see how Hosk is present on the battlefield and how he's like going to jump on somebody, it's just not the way. From point of artifacts I think is fine to have like 5 artifacts, just because at level 1 you're still going to get some value and the base stats is way better. I mean, magic unique attack 40%, legion attack 22%. I'm just giving this artifact an example. So I definitely think you should have like 5 artifacts, legendary artifacts for your legion. But half builded pets, this is something that I don't agree that much. For example, I have this one. This one is still waiting his spot before I continue with this one. It's not good builded. This one, I have to buy some skills. I finally get the spirit to 318. So this spell here can actually hit 2 extra legions. It was so annoying. I spent like 5,000 regenerational potion just to hit the spirit to way over 318 and have some good intelligence, because the moment the spirit was 310 or more, the intelligence was something like 160, 170, which annoyed me so much. Maybe it was a good idea next time to make a video about this thing. It was crazy. I was like, oh my god, is the game really going to hit me that hard? But yeah, in general, this is going to be for this video. If you go that far in this video, maybe you enjoyed the video, so yeah, maybe hit one like. It's like maybe also subscribe if you're new here. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.